Hi, thanks for joining our demo today. We're going to talk about our newest chatbot at Spaulding Ridge. This example was built as a contract intelligence system over PDF contracts that are ingested and processed in Snowflake using Snowflake's Document AI. For that, you upload a set of PDFs as your training set, and from there you can pick out what fields from the PDFs to ingest. Then you set up a stream and task, and it ingests the data and brings it into a Snowflake table, and then you put a view over it, which will flatten the JSON results of it. But this chatbot can be put on any type of data. It doesn't have to be things that originated as a PDF. And what we're going to demonstrate is this is sitting directly in Snowflake, and you could have two versions of Streamlit. You could have Streamlit in Snowflake, where the user logs in through Snowflake and it's all governed by Snowflake, or you could have an external application in Streamlit like I'm showing today. The benefit of the external one is that you can add some functionality that's not included in Streamlit within Snowflake. Regardless, they both function the same way, except at the end you'll see an export button to Word and Excel. That's something you can't currently do when Streamlit's running inside of Snowflake. First thing I want to show is we could translate all of the information on the screen into one of 12 languages that are directly supported with Snowflake Translate. It'll take a minute, but as you can see, it's starting to generate everything in Russian, and you know it's running because you see that icon up there running. Now, since I don't speak Russian, I'm going to translate it back to English so that we can run some interesting chats against it. So the instructions say pretty much that you could ask it anything in any language. You could ask it questions about your data. You could tell it to generate an email. You can ask it questions outside of your data. Since I'm glutton for punishment, I'm going to start with the Mandarin phrase. I don't remember what this translates to, but I'm going to paste it in and let's see what the results are. You can see it returned what I sent as the prompt, and it's calculating. We know it's running because of this symbol up here, and it will take a minute or so to return the results. And there we go. So here's a table displaying the requested information: customer, state, service, cost, address, and implementation timeframe. And this is coming directly from our data in Snowflake. There's a much lower chance of a Gen AI hallucination here because it's working with my data directly in Snowflake. Oftentimes with ChatGPT and other Gen AI, depending on your prompt, you may get different results. If you add a qualifier to it, you may not get the same result as if you ask the question differently. But when we're dealing with our data, this appears to be very, very consistent. You can, and here's the buttons that I was talking about. You can export to Word, you can export to Excel. That's why I'm demoing it this way. In Streamlit within Snowflake, you don't have that functionality yet. But let's ask it some more questions. I'm going to ask it to generate an email. So in order to not fat finger, I'm just going to paste this in from my notes, and let's see what it does. The prompt was create an email to John Smith with the subject of quarterly report. The body should contain customer names, their states, and their implementation fees in a table. And there we go. Subject quarterly report. Dear John, please find the quarterly report with customer information and implementation fees below. And you could copy and paste this off the screen or from the export button right into email and send it out. I'll ask a couple of different questions so that you could see the power of this. Show me the top 2 customers with their highest implementation fees. Just show the customer name and implementation fee. And there you go. In a bullet list, we see Heritage Home Care, Trinity Care Solutions. This is all dummy data. There's no PII in here that's real. You can ask it questions outside of your data. So let's ask it, who are the top healthcare providers in the Northeast? And that's what's really interesting about this solution. Unlike the other chatbots that I see out there, you can either work with your current data or you could work with external data, but you can't necessarily generate an email off of your data and then ask it questions outside of your data. This data is not in our database. This was a GPT style answer, but it's all run within Snowflake, all governed within Snowflake. No data leaves Snowflake. The last thing I'm going to show you, I'll just run another query. Let's do which customers have contract renewal dates that are coming up soon. And it's going to generate that. It'll take just a moment. And there we go. So the customers with contract renewal dates coming up soon are Ohio Wellness, expires 3/26/2024, Sunrise Health, Lakeside. Uh, there's other information here. It's just a great flexible chatbot that can be run over any data for any industry. We'll do one more question here, and then we'll wrap up with some Q&A. There you go. The request was show me customer names, their states, and implementation fees in a table, and there you have it. Thank you for watching our demo.